Yes, let's start with the discussion of the questions. First question, what is the misadventure that William Douglas speaks about? Yes, raise your hands quickly. Nishant Thakur. Yes, beta.
William Douglas describes a childhood incident when he was 3 years old, and that childhood incident had created an aversion to water in his mind. Then when he turned 11, he decided to learn how to swim and joined the Young Men's Christians Association. Then one day, while he was sitting near the pool waiting for others to come, suddenly a big bruiser came and threw Douglas into the deep end of the pool. Douglas
Yes.
almost drowned that day, and that incident created a complete aversion towards water in his mind, and the stark terror had got a tight grip on his mind.
Yes, very good. William Douglas had just learned swimming. If you are to be brief, then there is no need to mention the previous incident. You can start with this only. But William Douglas had just learned swimming. One day, an 18-year-old boy, for fun, picked him up and tossed him into the deep end of YMCA pool. He hit the water surface in a sitting position and he nearly died in this misadventure. So this is the misadventure about which William Douglas speaks about in this chapter. Yes, next question, Aditi Kawatra.
Um, yes, ma'am. The, what were the series of emotions and fears that Douglas experienced when he was thrown into the pool? What plan did he make to come to the surface?
Yes.
Um,
Yes. What were
Douglas
the
was deeply
series of emotions and fears that Douglas experienced when he was thrown into the pool? Yes, first part.
uh, a healthy boy of 18 with rippling muscles threw the author into the swimming pool. On the way down, he planned that when his feet hit the
No need,
bottom, he
no
would
need to
make a
give the planning. That is the second part. First, answer the first
uh,
part. What were the series of emotions and fears that Douglas experienced when he was thrown into the pool?
when the author was tossed into the water, he landed in a sitting position, swallowed water, and went at once to the bottom. He was frightened and felt his lungs were ready to burst. When he came up slowly, he opened his eyes and saw nothing but water. He grew panicky and was suffocating.
Yes. Now, after that, you will add the second part.
Um, the author, a healthy boy of 18 with rippling muscles, threw the author into the swimming pool. On the way down, he planned that when his feet hit the bottom, he would make a big jump, come to the surface, lie flat on it, and move to the edge of the pool.
Now, he was full of terror, but he was having his wit and the reasoning power still there. So he made this strategy. He thought this planning that whenever his feet would touch the ground, he would make a big jump like a cock and would come on the surface, lie down flat, and then would be safe. So Douglas started going down gradually. If we talk about the first part, he started going down gradually into the water. He was disturbed, so he decided to jump as soon as his feet touched the bottom of the pool. However, as he jumped, he did not spring upwards. If we talk about the next series of the actions he took, you can mention this also, that however he jumped, but he did not spring upwards. Rather, he went down and there was water all around. Only his nose was out of water. He started his downward journey once again. An irresistible force brought him down. He felt afraid and was paralyzed with fear. Terror seized him and he trembled with fright. He called for rescue, but no one came. After that, blackness swept over him. He lost fear and there was no panic. He felt relaxed and lost consciousness. If you have to sum up the whole part, you can mention up to this. Next, question number 3. Gurpreet Yes, beta. Gurpreet, question number 3.
Yes, ma'am.
How
How did
yes,
how
yes.
did this experience affect him? The experience of remaining underwater for some time in a pool had a frightening effect on Douglas. He lay on his stomach beside the pool and was vomiting. He was carried to the locker room. For a day, a haunting fear gripped him. He never went back to the pool as he feared water. He waded in it whenever he could.
Yes, the near death experience, because he had got the experience of dying also. So, this is called the near death experience of drowning, had a very strong impact on his psychology. He was deeply disturbed and shaken by the whole experience. A haunting fear of water took control of his physical strength and emotional balance for many years, as he could not beer being surrounded by water, and he was deprived of enjoying any water related activities, canoeing, boating, swimming, etc. So this fear was haunting him again and again, and he felt himself physically as well as mentally imbalanced. Clear? Coming to the next questions. Now we have questions on page number 29 in the box. Yes, next we have Matthew. Yes, beta, unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am. Why was Douglas determined to get over fear of his water?
Yes,
Douglas regretted being deprived of enjoying water by canning, boating, swimming, fishing, etc. And he also wished to enjoy the swimming in the water, and he fi- he slowly overcome his fear, and he also instructed himself from a swimming instructor, and after that he was able to overcome from his fear.
yes. Douglas regretted being deprived of enjoying water activities like canoeing, boating, swimming, fishing, etc. Whenever he went along with his friends, he was not able to stay there near water. He was full of terror, but he had the wish to enjoy all these activities. So he decided to learn swimming to gain his confidence, his self confidence, which he had lost due to this misadventure. And he tried every possible way to get rid of. So finally, he decided to learn swimming. That's why, so that he could overcome his mental disability or handicap by learning from the instructor and doing practice again and again. Next question, Kashvi.
Yes, ma'am. How did the instructor build a swimmer out of the glass? The instructor built a swimmer out of the glass piece by piece. For 3 months, he held him high on the rope attached to his belt, and he went back and forth across the pool. The instructor taught Douglas to put his face underwater and exhale, and to raise his nose and inhale. Then Douglas had to kick with his legs for many weeks till these relaxed. After 7 months, the instructor told him to swim the length of the pool.
Yes, the instructor built a swimmer out of Douglas piece by piece. Piece by means step by step, bit by bit, by giving step by step training. For 3 months, he held him high on the rope attached to his belt. He went back and forth across the pool. That means for 3 months, he learned only going backward and forward in the water. Panic seized him every time. He was still having the feeling of fear in his mind, but the instructor taught him step by step, and the next step he taught him how to inhale and exhale. Then Douglas was trained to kick the water with his legs. For many weeks he tried that, did the practice and felt comfortable there. Then after, he started in the month of October, and in the month of April, as we are told, the instructor told him that he had made him a swimmer. So he was able to swim a great length at that time, but still he was not confident. The whole training was finished. The instructor had declared that he had made him a swimmer, but he was not satisfied with that. Who can explain that line? Next. The instructor was finished, but he was not finished. Who will explain this line? What do you mean by this? Yes, Khushi?
Yes, ma'am. The instructor was finished means the instructor was over with his teaching, but Douglas was not able to overcome his fear yet. Tiny vestiges of fear were still in him, so he wanted to practice alone so that he can overcome his fear properly.
Yes, he felt that all the instructions were over by the instructor. Instructor had given the whole training, whatever he had to teach, but he still was not confident. That's why he said that the instructor was finished, but he was not finished. That means he still need to do practice. Still he had fear in his mind whether he would be able to swim alone without the help of the instructor. That was the fear in his mind. That's why he said that he was not finished. Yes, last question from this given in the box. Sanya, yes, beta.
The author to make sure that he
Question is,
conquered his.
yes, beta, please read the question first.
How did Douglas make sure that he conquered the old terror?
Yes.
Douglas, to make sure that he conquered the old terror, he went to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire, dived off a dock at Triggs Island, and swam 2 miles across the lake. He swam the crawl, side stroke, and backstroke, but he still has had his residual doubts. So he went to Mead Glacier, dived into Warm Lake, and swam across to the other shore and back, and thus made sure that he conquered his old terror.
Yes. Even after the swimming training was over, Bugla was not confident about his swimming or about the fact that he had overcome the fear. He was determined to get rid of it forever. So he swam alone in the pool. He went to Lake Wentworth to dive. There he tried every possible stroke he had learned. He fought back the tiny vestiges of terror that gripped him in the middle of the lake. Finally, in his diving expedition in the warm lake, he realized that he had truly conquered his old terror, and he started shouting that he had conquered his fear. Yes, coming to the questions given at the back. Question number 1. Yes, Jasmine, beta.
Yes, ma'am. How does Douglas make clear to the reader the sense of panic that gripped him as he almost drowned? Describe the details that have made the description vivid. Ma'am, once Douglas was sitting alone at the YMCA pool waiting for others to come, but at the same time, a bully type boy of nearly 18 years picked him up and tossed him up into the deep water. He was almost drawn. Douglas planned to make a big jump to come out of the water to the edge of the pool, but he was not able to do according to his plans. His health was very much affected by this. uh, his lungs ached, his head almost thrombled, and his throat was almost frozen. But he tried and make a call for his mother, and he was all his mother uh, and but nothing happened when he called his mother. Then he relaxed after some time, and his health improved.
He was becoming unconscious. That's why he was relaxed. He was having the experience of dying. and he gave us the description and the difference between the fear of dying and the experience of dying. When he was near death, he was becoming unconscious. He felt that the curtain of life was going to fall. That was the experience at the end he had when he felt peaceful and comfortable at that time. So in this question, you have to explain about the whole incident in nutshell. That is uh, how he drowned, what was his planning, and what happened at that time. And in the last of the question, they have added describe the details that have made the description vivid, or the description is made vivid by explaining it in the autobiographical mode. He has explained each and everything from his own experience by giving detailed, vivid descriptions. That's why it has become more effectful. Clear? Yes, next question. Sanjana. Sanjana Virdi. Question number 2. Sanjana, beta, please unmute yourself. Tisha, yes.
How did Douglas overcome his fear of water? When Douglas grew up, he took the help of an instructor to learn swimming. His training went on from October to April. For 3 months, he was taken across the pool with the help of a rope. As he went under, his legs froze. The instructor taught him to exhale underwater and inhale through raised nose. He made his kick his legs to them to make them relax. Then he asked him to swim. He continued swimming from April to July, but still he has not overcome his fear. He swam 2 miles across Lake Wentworth and whole length to the shore and back of Warm Lake, and then he was able to overcome his fear of water.
Yes. Here you have to explain about all his training that he had to overcome his feeling of fear through instructor, and after that going to the other lakes swimming alone to overcome his residual doubts and the fears of swimming alone. The whole incident has to be explained in this question because these are the long questions given to you at the back. Then question number 3. Coming to question number 3. Yes, students, please raise your hands, those who have not got the turn. Ashwinder Kaur. Ashwinder Kaur, I can see the same students raising hand. Please, beta, come forward. Rest of you also. Mitali Jain, Harshita. Ashwinder Kaur, Harshita Gandhi. Same students are raising hand. Those who have already answered, come quickly, otherwise I have to go to them instead of wasting time. Raise your hands, participate in the discussion. Same students are raising hands, no else, new one. Tisha, Nishant, Khushi, Matthew, same students beta mujhe nazar aa rahe hain. Lokesh, yes beta. Lokesh, question number 3 beta.
Douglas why does Douglas as an adult recount a childhood experience of terror and his conquering of it? What larger meaning does he draw from the experience? Douglas, as an adult, recounts his childhood experience to explain the terror of at the to explain the terror by of being at the proximity of the death, the fear of getting drowned in water. Uh, couldn't have better couldn't been explained without without the acquaintance of his childhood experience. But when with the help of his trainer, when he's able to overcome his fear of water and the aversion towards the water, he draws a larger meaning of his experience. He quotes the President Roosevelt to make the readers understand the importance of the experience of the fear of death.
And what lesson he wants to give to the readers, that is the larger meaning which he had experienced. Yes, that we need to be
And
determined
the larger
and
meaning does he draw from his experience
yes,
is that the actual fear, the actual terror is only the fear of death.
yes, we all we have to fear is fear itself, as the statement of Roosevelt he mentioned. This is the larger meaning that he had got from this, and he wanted the readers also to learn a lesson, a message he wants to give to the readers, that we should be determined and perseverance in our efforts. Then there is nothing that can stop us to reach to our goal or destinations. We need to know the reason of the fear, analyzing that and finding out the steps to overcome that. So he also learned this, and with this you can add that he had the experience of fear of dying and the actual experience of peaceful time of death. That experience he also had. Yeah. Now coming to the next question that refers to the same statement talking about the text. Yes, who will explain this? All we have to fear is fear itself. Have you ever had a fear that you have now overcome? Share your experience. Yes, anyone who would like to share his or her personal experience, if you had ever felt fear in your mind for any action or any work that you started, or for any activity that you wanted to learn and you had fear in your mind. Anyone who would like to share? Mitali Jan, would you like to? Mitali, Harshita Gandhi, Kapish. Kapish, would you like to share if you have any experience like that? No one? Very strange. No one is raising hand. Uh, Gurveer Kaur, are you there in the meeting? Gurveer. No. Yes, Ashwinder Kaur. Please explain this statement. Yes, Mitali Jain is there. Yes, Mitali beta.
Yes, the narrator want to say that the fear is the negative feeling, and we should not be afraid of it, because and we should try to overcome the fear by confidence and courage, and we should always keep one hope to overcome that fear.
Yes, fear is our hardcore enemy. We must get rid of it as early as possible. And how we can get it, as I explained to you in the very beginning, that we need to analyze the reason of the fear. Then we should try to find out the solution for that. We need to get knowledge from our friends, from our surroundings, from our teachers, from our elders, and then doing practice again and again, we can come out of that feeling of fear. Here you can explain any of your experience if anyone is having like that. As you learn cycling in the very beginning in your childhood, you have the fear that you'll fall down, but slowly and steadily with the help of your friends or with the help of your parents or someone elder, you learn cycling and you become perfect in that. So any action or any activity can be explained of your childhood when you had the feeling of fear, and if you had any experience like that, you can explain it. Now coming to the second question that refers to some other chapters which you have read. Find and narrate other stories about conquest of fear and what people have said about courage. For example, you can recall Nelson Mandela's struggle for freedom that I mentioned while reading the chapter also, that you have read in 10th class, Nelson Mandela's struggle for freedom and what definition he gave for the courage, his perseverance, continuous efforts to achieve his mission, to liberate the oppressed and the oppressor as depicted in his autobiography. You have read it in 10th class. Then the story We Are Not Afraid to Die, which you have read in class 11th, is an apt example of how courage and optimism helped a family survive under the direst stress. So in these type of questions, you can mention the explanation of your chapter Nelson Mandela from 10th class, what definition he gave for the courage, that people who are courageous, those are not courageous who are considered as brave, or those who don't have the feeling of fear. According to him, brave person is that who overcomes the feeling of fear. Those who are fearless, they are not brave according to him. Those who overcome the feeling of fear, they are brave. And he refers to all those freedom fighters and the great leaders who sacrificed their lives. And then we have read one chapter in 11th class also, We Are Not Afraid to Die, in which we have seen the cooperation and the courage and confidence of all the family members encouraging each other in that time of crisis, how they were optimists and how they survived at the end. We have read this story. Yeah. Now let's have discussion of some more questions. Yes, Aditi, beta, you want to ask anything? Any doubt?
Ma'am, yes. Ma'am, yes. Ma'am, please explain the title of the chapter once again.
Title of the chapter, it relates to the water only, deep water, as we have referred in the beginning. I started with the title only, beta. When we started the chapter, I asked you people, what do you understand from the deep water? It refers to the deep oceans or the water, because in the whole chapter, we are told he's talking about the aversion to water and then to overcome that feeling of fear. So the whole chapter revolves around this deep water, the pool, YMCA pool, where he started learning. And in the beginning, he talked about the beach of California when he was 3 to 4 years old, and he went there and he had that mishappening. Then the YMCA pool where he started learning swimming, and after that he had a instructor and learned swimming. So all these activities are related to the water only. He had aversion to water. After learning, even he was not confident, and he again went to some other lakes. He went along with his friends for fishing, canoeing, boating, and he missed that joy, but he wanted to have that. So at the end, again, to overcome his residual fear, he went to different lakes, different names are mentioned. He went for swimming, for fishing, etc. And at the end, he got confident and shouted there that he had conquered his feeling of fear. So the whole chapter revolves around the deep water, about the pool, about the river, about the sea, where the lakes where he had his practice. So the writer has used an appropriate title for this to explain his experience, his personal experience in vivid detail. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Is any doubt to anyone before I go for some of the extra questions? Yes, Ashwinder Kaur. Ashwinder Kaur.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
The question is, when Douglas realized that he was sinking, how did he plan to save himself?
Ma'am, Douglas planned that when his feet hit the bottom, he would make a big jump, come to the surface, lie flat on it, and move to the edge of the pool.
Yes, Douglas did not lose hope. He planned that as soon as he will hit the bottom of the pool, he would push himself up, sprang up as he planned, and came slowly to the surface. Next question. Harmeen Sherkil or Damanpreet Kaur, please unmute yourself. Hina Taneja. Yes, please unmute, beta, participate in the discussion. Mansi Malhotra. No one is ready? Pranav Ori.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, the question is, which factors led Douglas to decide in favor of YMCA pool? Which factors led Douglas to decide in favor of YMCA pool? क्यों उसने प्रेफर करा YMCA pool for learning swimming? Yes.
Sorry, ma'am. I don't know the answer.
Question is clear. In the very beginning, we are told when he started going to YMCA pool, the reasons are mentioned why he preferred going there. Udit Gupta, would you like to? Udit? No? Yes, Matthew?
Yes, ma'am. In the short story Deepwater, Douglas chose the YMCA pool to learn swimming because it was much safer as compared to Yakima River, as he was always told by his mother about the bad incidences that held at Yakima River and where many people had drowned. It has shallow and that was only 2 or 3 feet deep, and it was suitable for him to learn swimming, and it was also safer from him for him.
Yes, it was 2 to 3 feet deep at the shallow end and 9 feet deep at the other end, and moreover the drop was gradual. Clear? So all these reasons favored to choose YMCA pool for learning swimming. Yes, next question. Sania.
Yes, ma'am.
Question is, what was the author's early childhood fear of water? How did it affect him the rest of his life? Early childhood fear क्या था उसका?
The author's early childhood fear was that when he was 3 or 4 years old, and father took him to the beach in California, and both of them stood together in the surf, and suddenly the waves knocked the author and swept over him, and he was totally buried in the water, and his breath was also gone, and there was terror in his whole heart at the overpowering force of the waves.
Yes, you can mention this incident about 3 to 4 years of his age when he went to California beach. So from this chapter, we get some value-based questions also. You can be given the statement, practice makes a man perfect. If you have to give this statement, justify the statement, you can mention about his practice, how he started learning swimming. Douglas tried hard to reach to the level of perfection by perseverance, by continuing efforts and learning, and then doing swimming alone. You can mention that incident here to prove this point, and at the end you have to justify that practice enables a person to reach the heights of success in all the walks of life. So it develops outstanding qualities in one's characters, not only brings perfection, but also helps in building character. So in this way, we have seen in the story that he becomes perfect in swimming after this training with his continuous efforts. Then another statement that can be given for the value-based, fear is mankind's greatest handicap. Do you agree? Give reasons in support of your views. You have to give your reasons either in favor or against as you wish, but you have to justify it. It can be in the form of an article also, giving your ideas, and then you will justify it with the help of your chapter and the story. First paragraph, you will give the general discussion on the topic, whatever the statement is given, and then you will link it with the story in the second paragraph.